We look forward to seeing more Nigerian companies investing in South Africa. In fact, we want to see Nigerian products on the shelves of South African shops. Our efforts to create a favorable environment include our simplified visa process for Nigerian business people to travel to South Africa. Qualifying Nigerian business people can be granted a 5-year multiple entry visa. In addition, tourists from Nigeria are now able to apply for a visa without even submitting a passport. We expect that this 11th session of our Binational Commission will enable us to consolidate cooperation in a number of other areas. And we need to implement the many decisions that have already been taken between our two countries to follow up progress that has been achieved. Nigeria is South Africa's largest trading partner in West Africa. However, there is much more opportunity that is there for growth. The African Continental Free Trade Area will allow our two countries to trade in a more seamless manner across a variety of products. And this is the time for us to seize the opportunity to begin robust trading between Nigeria and South Africa. Because our two countries are important countries in various respects in our regions on the African continent. We are also important in terms of our voice in the international arena as Nigeria and South Africa. As responsible members of the community of nations, we ought to be concerned about the future of our global system of governance. In an increasingly volatile environment globally, we are witnessing the erosion of the principles that underpin the peaceful conduct of relations amongst nations with respect to law and order and the development of our societies. Multilateralism is under threat. The rise of impunity, unilateralism, conflict and war highlights the urgent need for the reform of the United Nations Security Council and other global institutions. The Global South needs to lead efforts to achieve an international system that is fair, is inclusive, and a system that in the end reflects what will advance the interests of people around the world. We commend your work as chair of ECOWAS to promote dialogue, mediation, and conflict resolution in the pursuit of peace. We applaud Nigeria's unwavering support to regional and continental unity. Our regional body, the Southern African Development Community, SADC, has been working to address challenges in our own neighborhood. We are seized with situations in the Eastern DRC and the post-elections developments in Mozambique. There is agreement that these challenges will be resolved through peaceful means. We are witnessing progress in the consolidation of democracy on our continent. This year alone, 19 major elections would have taken place in African countries. That in itself represents tremendous progress. It is important that regional and African Union instruments underpinning elections and governance are promoted and strengthened. South Africa has just assumed, as you well know, Your Excellency, the presidency of the G20. It will be the very first time that G20 members, leaders, will be holding their summit for the first time on African soil. We will place Africa's development, as well as the challenges facing countries of the Global South, firmly on the agenda of the G20. We will seek to galvanize support for the AU's Agenda 2063.
Nigeria and South Africa enjoy strong diplomatic ties. They also enjoy expanding trade and investment flows. The strategic positioning of both countries in their respective regions presents enormous opportunities for collaboration. In West Africa, Nigeria is the main destination for South African exports and investments. But more needs to be done to improve trade and commercial relations between our two countries. South Africa runs a large trade deficit with Nigeria, mainly due to the import of Nigerian oil and gas. There is a need to diversify our trade to ensure a mutually beneficial partnership. We are greatly encouraged by the presence of South African companies in Nigeria, just as we welcome Nigerian companies in South Africa as well. We do recognize that challenges still exist within our respective environments, challenges that limit the expansion of investment and sometimes impact on the operation of the companies themselves. During my state visit to Nigeria in 2021, the Ministers of Trade launched the Joint Ministerial Advisory Council on Industry, Trade and Investment. Today we agreed on the coming into operation of this council. This will support a conducive environment for improved trade and investment. And in many ways, it will serve as what I would call a clearinghouse to ensure that whatever challenges there may well be in fostering investment and trade between the two countries can be cleared up, can be addressed quickly and cleared up with the relevant people, whether they are in the regulatory framework or they are in business themselves. Through the Council, we hope to ensure the efficient resolution of trade and investment-related challenges. And challenges there are, as I'm sure all of us will admit in both countries. As governments, we have committed in our binational commission to create an enabling environment for doing business in our respective countries. That was the running theme during the course of our binational commission today.